A little bit more on the topic of clothing. Although before the sin, they were not embarrassed. And when the world will reach the complete purpose, then your teacher shall no longer be concealed from you. However, in the meantime, we can rectify sin. How can we rectify sin? How can we reach your teacher shall no longer be concealed from you? It's specifically when beforehand there's modesty with appropriate clothing. So clothing helps rectify the chet etzadas, the tree, sin of knowledge. Okay. On the subject, next lesson, next piece of advice. Although there is still time until the summer, however, now is the time to forewarn this, especially since some have a preemptive summer before it shows up in the calendar. The special things that we have to forewarn regarding the summer is about modesty, which in Hebrew is called tznius. You have to be tznius. When it's the rainy season, we don't have to forewarn modesty so much, since when it is there, since then it is there anyway, since one reveals only part of the body. The rain, cold or chill, will reach it. So people during the cold season, they basically naturally cover themselves up, so they don't have to worry about it so much. But what happens in the summer? We have to speak about it more, because in the summer it's hot, that people want to reveal parts of their skin that they shouldn't reveal. So they're saying you have to
What are parts that have to be covered?
generally,
For us, for men,
each
For men.
community does their own thing. You're talking about a Hasidic community, I would say probably from the elbows and from the with pants.
So we shouldn't wear short sleeves.
I would think.
really? For
No,
elbows?
short sleeves cover the go there. I meant like a tank top and everything. No, I think that's fine.
Shoulders.
Maybe I meant shoulders. Yeah.
And what about
Almost.
Feet.
No.
Feet.
you have to wear socks?
If there's a halacha that says
Feet. The Alter Rebbe says that it's depending on the place where you are. So I would think, again, you could get a second opinion on this, that many people in America walk around barefoot.
really?
I think so. I don't think you have to be so makbid about wearing socks. Wearing
In, like at the
socks.
beach or just generally.
I don't think you have to be-
barefoot here.
Generally, barefoot?
This is
For
my
sure, all the rabbis in Eretz HaKodesh wore sandals.
this is my opinion.
Yeah, but they didn't have shoes then.
Why not?
They had full on shoes. That was the thing to wear.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but these days it's normal to wear. It's already more. It became the norm to wear shoes, or maybe not anymore. I don't know. These days maybe flip flops in Florida like this normal.
I think, like, for example, if you're in the dormitory at home and you want to get into bed and you took off your shoes, you could walk. You need to fill up your negavasser. I don't see a big deal if you have barefoot feet.
When Ezzy and I were going to the Shulchan Aruch, it says that you should get under the covers and then take off your socks. But then there's a whole discussion on
Discussion, and then it says that depending on.
why now, because socks are normally not.
So if you're asking my opinion, I would say that in America it's a common custom for people to go without socks, and therefore you don't have to change under a blanket for socks. If you want to do it as a hiddur, that's fine. But that, in other words,
It's not why it matches what the others do. Like
because if you do something which is out of custom, which people aren't, it's like drawing attention to yourself. That's what Shulchan Aruch says.
I mean,
Like, for example, I'll give you another example. Let's say somebody grew up in a Hasidic community or something. They grew up. Again, I'm not talking about a Baal Tshuva who just came the first time and he's not learning. You grow up in a Hasidic community, and everybody comes to shul it's like 770, and they wear either a dark black, a dark blue, a dark gray suit, and all of a sudden you walk into 770 and you want to put on a white jacket and everything and a white hat, and you want to just be like this one guy who's sticking out. That's not sneas. It's not sneas. It's covering completely, but it's not sneas.
what's
Sneas means modest. So when we talk about sneas, one thing is you have to cover parts of your body which need to be covered. Like I said, I'd say like a tank top and everything, which just that's not sneeze for a guy. But you can't stick out. You can't. It's called in Hebrew dogush. You can't stress something and draw attention to yourself.
Why not feel like blend in? What's wrong with sticking out?
It's not sneeze. I just told you.
Why not though?
Because
Even if it's not intentional.
It's like you're
You're
trying
being
to.
modest if you're taking
Yeah.
a spotlight and putting it on yourself.
Right.
Like, look at me.
What if you just like wearing clothes that are comfortable and they happen to like.
Well, so you
like
probably-
being stylish or whatever.
so there's certain when a person reaches a certain maturity, obviously, especially you talk about Shabbos, you talk about I believe that the goyim know this also. Like, look at if you have non-Jewish neighbors, lahavdil, I would say, and they go to their cloister, what it's called, their church, whatever their thing. You ever see the way they get dressed up?
Yeah.
You grew up. When you go to a courtroom, when you go to meet a dignitary, when you meet somebody, politician, if you're meeting the
Exercise.
president, if you meet, there's a certain way you get out. You don't dress like you're working in the pizza kitchen and everything, and you're like the dishwasher and everything. It's like, it shows that if somebody would dress like that, they don't have a connection. They're missing das. They're missing a maturity. They're missing a.
We once had a guy who came from the Uber drive to drop it off. He saw the Magen David on the floor.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Am I allowed to step around her?" He like, "Am I allowed to like go here?" He was so respectful. Like he didn't want to step on the Magen David. He thought it was something holy, so he walked around.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. We have a lot to learn.
So-
Boy, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, somebody who's just a beginner and they don't understand this yet, I would say, great. So you just came to the Chabad house. You just started keeping Shabbos, tefillin. But once you've been in a while and everything, and you start your Shabbos, kosher tefillin, you're learning and everything, the hopes are that you should change in time with maturity and develop a reverence that when I open up my siddur, I'm talking to the creator of the world. And therefore, I want to dress appropriate for that. Which is something where I put my comfort instead of, my looks and everything. It's not called being a respectable person. Just saying, I want to have the most comfortable thing. And
The world is all about that.
I wasn't
nowadays.
talking about on Shabbos.
so a frum Jew davens 7 days a week. So Hasidic tradition is we dress up every single day for Shachris. Every single day. The people in Hasidim, they wear a hat, a jacket. They wear, again, a beginner. Okay, I'm not talking about a beginner. But once you've been in the system for many months, years, and everything, something should click. Something should say, okay, I'm learned, I understand. I'm learning Chassidus, Halachos, Shulchan Aruch, I'm going to the Gemaras. And now when I stand before Hashem each day, I want to dress up for the occasion.
Oh,
Yeah.
who does it go according to? Meaning,
It goes according to your custom.
But why? If it's about respecting a king, then it should be like, okay, if I'm gonna go in front of the president these days, what would I dress up as? Would I dress up with a hat and jacket?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Shluchim,
Or not.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
I could show you.
Is it? I don't know.
The Shluchim, for
Yeah,
example,
that's what's considered normal.
the Shluchim at
Be respectable. You wear a blazer. You wear a
Okay, that I understand, but like a hat, like
the
Hats
sh-
Days.
hats used to be very.
I know.
if
it
you're a
used to be,
shliach,
but-
you're a shliach, a rabbi, that's how you get dressed. If you're a Lubavitcher, that's how you dressed.
Yeah, but it's in a way, it's the only reason why we're doing it is because that's what used to be in style in like 1950s and 60s and 70s maybe. But the reason why are we doing it now? Okay, that's not.
I mean, now it's kind of the same thing except for the
That's a good
hat.
point,
It's
Ron. What do the
unusual.
other Hasidim do? Wear the shtreimels. What do they wear during weekday shoppers?
Well,
They
never-
wear regular ones,
They never cared.
and they take off their and then when they daven, they wear talis.
They have regular shtreimels though. I mean the Bachrim.
The Bachrim wear regular hats. They're a little more usually harder than our hats. They're like firm. Men wear that in the street on the way to shul. But there's a certain thing we've
It's like
spoken.
sort of strange. Like I feel like.
We've spoken about this before. A hat and jacket is a shmira. What's a shmira? It's a guard. It's a guard. It's a protection. We know that, there are certain things that your eyes are not supposed to look at. right? You're not supposed to look at immodest things. You're not supposed to look at. It's forbidden from the Torah to gaze at a lady. You're not allowed to look and stare. You're not allowed to look at people dressed immodest. Now look, you happen to be somewhere, you see a lady, fine, you pass by. The first look that you did unintentionally isn't going to hurt you. But if you repeat it and start looking at it, then that's forbidden. So hopefully, right, a person who's wearing a hat and jacket, he's going to have a little bit more protection. Is it foolproof? No, it's not foolproof. Hopefully, you're sitting in a plane, you get on an airplane, you're getting a bus, a mall, and you're wearing a hat and jacket. Hopefully, you wearing your hat and jacket, you're not going to start going like this and staring at something.
Doesn't matter what you're wearing to stare at someone else.
Which is not. Now, somebody who, because he's going to say to himself, I'm representing an Orthodox Jew.
That way.
I'm an Orthodox Jew. I have a beard, a hat, a jacket. I'm not going to start going like this and a girl's dressed immodest and I'm going to start looking. Now, what if somebody concealed that? They're Jewish, they're Orthodox, fine, but they put their tzitzis inside. They wore different clothing. They put on a baseball cap, and now nobody knows they're Jewish. Maybe they don't have a beard.
You can still tell.
Huh? No, you can't.
No, I'm joking.
You have a guy. He shaves. He wears a basketball cap. His tzitzis are inside, right? Huh? His hair is long.
After October 7th, there too many in the neighborhood that people would try and do that, but I was like, you're still Jewish. I can just tell by your face.
Okay.
Man.
So I would say, again, if you're asking me, is it foolproof? No, it's not foolproof. But I would say that if you have 100 people dressed like the first way I told you, with the beard and tzitzis out and yarmulke and hat and a jacket, and then you had 100 people who may be the exact same. They both keep Shabbos, they both keep tefillin, they both keep kosher. But those next group of 100 people are wearing, shorter shirts and with colors and T-shirts and shave their beard and baseball cap and tzitzis inside and everything. I would say of those 100 people, again, both going into the mall, I would say there's a higher percentage of people who aren't dressed like version 1, who are going to maybe look at something they shouldn't look at, who are going to have no problem walking into a movie theater where the movie theater is going to, play something which is maybe with not good language, with not modest pictures, with ladies, with curse word. I would say if you have 100 and 100, who's going to feel less shame walking into the movie theater? And then I could even, there's clubs, where you're talking about Miami. Right. But let's say there was they have disco clubs. They have clubs where people dress really immodest and take off clothing and, there's dancing and stages and everything. I would say, again, you have 100 men dressed like Hasidim, right? And 100 people who are hiding it. They're hiding it. They're putting everything inside. The tzitzis, you could have shorts, you could have tank tops, you could have whatever. You're still from Shabbos, kosher, tefillin. I would say you take a club like I just told you. The person who's hiding his Judaism is not expressing in an outward, revealed way. He's going to have less of an issue waiting online to go to this club. He'll wait online and amongst a lot of either non-Jews and, the music, non-Jewish music, and maybe Jews also, they're not religious, but he'll wait online, he'll pay admission, he'll walk in, and he's not going to have the shame to do that. The person who's dressed like the chassid, he's dressed with the beard and the hat and the jacket, he's going to feel very, very ashamed to wait on that line and go to that club. And it says on it, it might say X on it. It might say, whatever they do in these places. So what's the hat and jacket? What's the Hasidic way of dress? It's a shmira, as I told you. It's a guard. Is it foolproof? No, it's not foolproof. Foolproof has to come from inside. Foolproof has to come, you have to work on yourself. You have to, your thought, your speech, your action. It's not like, I put on a hat and a jacket and now all of a sudden I'm at tzaddik. If it was that simple, just pay $300 and you could.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Magic wand.
It's a guard. It's an assistance. It's a protection. It's a certain way where when I dress a certain way, it's going to hopefully, as I told you with the example I gave you, prevent me from doing things that I shouldn't be doing. You had a question?
Yeah. When it comes to clothing, okay, even let's say you still look Jewish, you still wear your tzitzit, your kippah.
Yeah.
I know, but how much leniency is it to change it instead for maybe a jacket and a hat for because depending on the weather, like for example, when you go to Israel, it's very warm and like you can still wear like instead of like the trousers or the pants of a suit, like maybe of a different color and like
So-
like the ones I'm wearing now or like of a.
So I'm in Florida. Florida's hot
Yeah,
also.
Florida too, yeah.
I have the same
How
thing.
much leniency is there with that?
I have the same
Or
thing.
flexibility.
I have the same thing. My personal way of conducting myself is generally, I still try to wear the hat and jacket when I'm in public places anyway, for this reason I told you before. I want the shmir. I want the protection. I want the assistance that I should be at my best and shouldn't succumb to the Yetzer Hara. And I know this is one of the ways, again, not the way, but one of the things which will help me be successful. My
But you can
dress.
still look Jewish if you're wearing a tzitzit and a kippah, even though it might not be with
So
accompanied by a suit.
So like everything, there's levels.
Okay.
Somebody wearing a hat and a jacket and stitches outside and a beard and a dark color, modest. That's a higher level of looking Jewish, of looking more observant, and it will offer protection. It will offer assistance.
Yeshiva Torah Ohr of North Miami Beach.